D-Rock and I are going to Connecticut. Right, D-Rock?
Right.
Either you understand the intent of this company or you don't. Like, I just want it, this is binary. I don't care about these details. Nobody in this fucking company is gonna exist if they don't understand what the fuck I'm doing. Nobody. Zero. Like there's, I have zero tolerance for anybody that doesn't understand. Do you understand? Like, let me save you guys time. I will not make it at VaynerMedia. I know that now. So cool, I just don't want to waste time here on this conversation. Either you fucking understand that my intent is always right, that we're the best fucking intentional company of all time, and that we want to do everything that's right for every single person, or you do not. And any of your actions that think that you forgot, or that we've changed, or anything else, puts you in a fucking vulnerable spot, because I will not tolerate it for a very long period of time. I have zero tolerance for the cliche thing, like we've changed, it's inevitable, oh, here it is. Cynicism is unacceptable. Please let them know. We hired 150 people, we fired 50 people, and I'll fire everybody. I don't need any of them. I just have no tolerance for this. I really don't. This is annoying. I'm not in the slapping wrist business. I'm in the cutting their fucking hearts out of their bodies business. There's no Kool-Aid, it's the water. It's what we do. You know what I mean? Like Kool-Aid comes from that dude fucking tricking people and killing them. There's no fucking Kool-Aid. It's our water. It's our fucking water. Hey, how are you? I'm so good. I just want to take 2 minutes and just congratulate you. Like, this is obviously such a big deal. You're such a beneficiary of the world that we're trying to build, which is, it doesn't matter how many years you've been working or where you come from, but like, if you're great, you get opportunities, and I think you're great, and I'm just so proud of you. It's really awesome. I'm super pumped for you, and keep up the good work and keep me close. You know, like I'm super willing and capable of helping you. All right? Awesome. You're welcome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Look at this.
Huh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Yeah. What happened that day? Why were you there?
That was South by 2008 or 9, I can't remember which year. Mark gave one of the big keynotes.
A lot of the focus has been on things that we as a company aren't necessarily as focused on. And the thing that we are trying to do at Facebook is just help people connect and communicate more efficiently.
And I gave a keynote. The first part of it is that most people in the wine industry are douchebags. So I'm just less of a douchebag, that's why people like me. Just talking about where the world was gonna go. You know, it was so obvious to me that Zucks was gonna build one of the biggest companies in the world.
Is there something about this bigger vision of where Facebook's going that naturally conflicts with privacy? Is this something that's going to keep cropping up for you guys?
We need to give people complete control over their information, right? People need to be able to say exactly who they want to share each piece of information that they're sharing. So for example, cell phone numbers, right? I think the most recent stat is something like 20 or 25% of people on Facebook have their cell phone number shared. And the reason why they're able to do that is because they can say, I only want to share this with my friends. Right, if I had to share it with 60 million people, then you wouldn't want to do that. So actually giving people very granular control over who they share information with actually allows those connection and that communication to take place.
It's just so cool to like, you know, I think about like my great-great-grandchildren, if there was a picture in the house of like my great-great-great-grandfather or whatever hanging with like, or great-great-great, you know, with Thomas Edison, or, you know, like it's just cool. Like that's just gonna be a fun narrative of like, you know, being right about where the world's going. And to be very frank, whether it's meditation or virtual reality or things of that nature, I plan on continuing my ability to spot strategically where consumers are going to be going, where people are going to be going, and spot the people that are talented in changing that and creating that world. I think a lot of times I talk about my hustle and my work ethic, and I almost subconsciously undermine my strategic ability. I don't talk about my smarts. I almost don't even respect my smarts myself, which is probably why I don't project it. but I definitely am far more strategic about my business decisions and where I'm going and how I'm going about doing it. I think my actions speak to my strategy. A lot of people are like, hey Gary, why don't you put out more strategy content? And I laugh at you. I laugh at you because I say to myself, if you actually understood strategy, you would pay much more attention to what I'm doing versus than what I'm saying. I've recognized one of my talents is to use my words and my storytelling abilities to help so many of you get started or continue to fight. And I think that my actions, the way I put out my content, how do I do it, when do I do it, why do I do it, where do I do it, what am I making? Is it video, is it pictures, is it quotes? Am I tagging? What time am I posting? Why am I embedding YouTube videos right now versus native on DailyVee? Because it's getting more organic reach. Why is that happening? You know, my actions speak to my strategy. And so for a lot of you that are looking for more strategic content, I would implore you to start understanding that strategy is better to be, if you want to learn strategy, if you want to become more strategic, if you want to be smarter about things, I recommend that you don't look for people like me to tell you how to do it. I recommend that you learn how to watch people like me and how we do it. I'm at Foxwoods giving a keynote to some executives for Madison Square Garden. Should be a lot of fun, looking forward to it. I want to do more, I'm going to start doing more characters. Grandma V hopes you have the best day of the year. Love you. I just want to say that in Grandma V's day, we hustled harder. You kids are fucking soft. In my day, a business was something that made money, not something that raised money. That's the meme.
It's my great pleasure to introduce our featured speaker, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. Everybody here has a really good thought and opinion on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat advertising, yet 98% of you have never placed an ad or understood what's actually happening underneath there. So we live in a world of headline reading ecosystem versus lack of practitionership, and there's an enormous opportunity. I sit in executive meetings and in business meetings 24/7, 365, and I watch smart people who know what's actually happening in society really just shoot complete bullshit because they know for inside their organization, this is what's acceptable, this is what's respected by the upper brass, and this is what's not gonna get you in trouble. What happens is, my friends, is this is what happens during times of innovation, and that's what's happening right now. Shit's gonna hit the fan. The future Fortune 500 companies that you're gonna be looking to work for a decade from today are gonna be looking at your body of work, and the people that were in that room that go on to get other jobs are gonna be judging you for being historically incorrect in your strategy. And so you have so much more upside to actually say what you believe, because that's been the funny part, right? I was just at Cannes, the advertising festival. I sit in these panels, I talk this bullshit. Everybody else goes, he's wrong, TV growth is better than ever, da-da-da-da-da-da. They all they all gang up on me because they're all in the agency holding companies and like, fuck this guy, da-da-da-da-da-da, right? And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, while we're all drinking rosé at the Carlton, they come up to me and they're like, psst, you're fucking right? There's not a single person that's capable of being in this room that doesn't know I'm right, that we're spending tons of fucking money on dumb shit. It's just that everybody's in the same ecosystem. Thank you for having me. Thank you, brother.
We know you're a basketball player and
yes.
And season ticket holder, member.
D-Rock, get this. Yes.
Nice job, that's great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like they got some value out of it. Grandma V just wants to remind you that in my day, everybody said radio was king, and I said this TV thing's gonna be big. Really well, brother, how are you? Good. Yeah, so tell me what's on your mind. She needs to realize, like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. You need to be her, like, we need to be her friend sooner than later. Because because I'm the toughest I'm the easiest and then the hardest when I get to that place. Like I'm the easiest until I decide, and then there's no going back. Yeah, I mean, but you know, I mean, like that's silly, because if you're wrong even once, then it eliminates everything. That's what people understand. You're underestimating optimism. If you're right 7 out of 10 times, but you didn't allow somebody that came in that was gonna be a superstar because you went that route, it's a lot easier to go that route, you know what I mean? Or reverse, I mean, like, if you start really auditing, I promise you some of the people you were excited about have not materialized the way we wanted to. What's not a crapshoot is creating an environment that allows people that could go one way or the other to thrive. And another crapshoot is eliminating people that don't fucking get it. But I think there's a difference between thin ice and the beginning of a process that gets to thin ice. Like kind of, you know what I mean? The beginning of a process where the seesaw is now going in the other direction. The seesaw went from you're sitting on the ground and you know, that means you're winning because you weigh more than the thing on the other side. Now the seesaw is even. And since you were starting by sitting on the ground and the seesaw is now even, that's not a good place. That means it's heading in the wrong direction. You want the seesaw to flip over your head. You know what I mean? Hey, brother. Good. I'm super not pumped about this whole situation. Like, I'm not happy. And whatever, I have to unwind it, and I'm not pointing fingers, but I'm not happy. Thanks, brother. Bye. There's no competition here. I've been selling shit while Gary was still in diapers. It's all granny. Hello, ladies. Hello. I'm good, guys. How are you? Tell me, before we get started, I'd love to get a quick 3 to 4 minute update. I would say I'm not against it. I just want you guys to know I'm very sensitive to it, right? I'm an old dog in business and I've seen it happen so many times, and I don't want to get into a place where by circumstance we can't have the kind of relationship I want to continue to have. I want to be very upfront to tell you what makes me nervous, but I definitely don't want to restrict anything, and I do feel like as long as I'm communicating, you'll communicate with me and we can figure anything out in the future, you know what I mean? Francesca asks, between starting a podcast and starting a web series, other than talent, what are the factors to consider? A lot. I mean, talent is the variable. If you're not talented enough, there's no tactics, there's no growth hacking, there's no strategy that's gonna help you. You have to be worth listening to, worth watching. The other things to consider are distribution. So there's the quality of the content, and then there's distribution. I actually think that a lot of people think I'm talented or I have it. I actually think my distribution strategies have been better than my actual talent. You know, doing YouTube early on, then Twitter, the way we do Facebook video now, even this piece of content. I think my distribution strategies have been strong and have been a variable in my success, in the way that I think there's a lot of people that could be a model or somebody that's funny on a show. It's just who gets picked and who gets the awareness. So I think you're in control of your distribution more than you are in your talent. So I think the biggest thing, Francesca, that all of you have to really pay attention to is, where are you distributing your content? Is your content relevant to that platform? How do you hack that platform to be somebody that gets awareness? Those are the things that I most focus on. The climate for fundraising has gotten very difficult, which is why you're seeing a lot of things start to fold. And then this is a very narrow niche thing. So I think one of the ways to think about this is, I was thinking a lot about what to talk about in this call. One of the things that's running through my mind is, what would the world look like if you did a whole lot of $50,000, $100,000, and $200,000 checks? One of the things you should contemplate is, how much do you need to raise that gives you enough runway to kind of like build a meaningful business in your mind? And how do you piece it together with individuals, maybe instead of an institution? Good to hear your voice, man. Looking forward to seeing you. Well, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to visiting you there on your home turf, and I'm glad we got to do this call, and I love you, and I hope you have a great 4th, and I'll see you soon. Please feel free to be overzealous with our relationship if that can help you get a gig. I'm thrilled to get on the phone with anybody, any recruiting firm, any CEO of an agency, and vouch for you. And I think you can throw around my name a little bit more aggressively than you think you might have been able to. Thanks, brother. No worries, man. I wish you well. Take care. Bye-bye. How you treat former employees is just as important as how you treat your current employees. Not exactly as important, but right there. Congratulations, I've seen the pictures and everything, and it's so amazing. How you doing? Feels crazy, right? And scary. Oh my God, the first 2 months I would literally go into Misha's room and check if she was breathing. I was scared crapless. If you have a good balance of understanding you as an executive and a decision maker and a leader, and you understand how to read your competitors and how to read your consumers using those data points, what are they doing? How are they acting? What are they spending money on? What are they creating? If you're a fast follower to those data points, you can oftentimes have success. And more importantly, everybody who's reading this article has different businesses in different markets with different competitors, with different moments in time, with different upsides. That's the beauty of it's like being a great fisherman. Like, you can't explain it, you just have the feel for the rod. I'm not a fisherman, I'm just looking at a big body of water, which led me to create that analogy. All right, Garyvee, you think more people are gonna screenshot your snap over mine? I sure do, you little young whippersnapper. I'm gonna prove it right now. The next 2 snaps, pick either me or Gary's snap. You like that? Garyvee versus Garyvee. There we go.
Oh,
she's huge. No, it's early. Ooh, I'm winning. I know, it's early. Oh, you're right, there's 130. I got 90 more views than her. I'm literally competing with her as if she's real. I'm already freaking out. Oh, it's not even close. She's up 51-31. Had to see the boys, seeing my 2 brother-in-laws, my best friend, my cousin, one of my good friends, Jeff, who's manager at Wine Library. Should be a fun day. Little baseball game action, then into the holiday weekend. So good stuff, good day. Fun to give a talk, a bunch of calls, a lot of intensity. You know, a lot of running the business through the phone. A lot of operational stuff, HR stuff, client stuff. So good productive day. You know, also navigated a lot of business through my phone while you weren't watching. And the emergence of a true superstar, a once-in-a-generation superstar, Grandma V. All in all, quality effort. Wishing all of you a great 4th of July weekend. I know this will probably air after that, so I hope you had a good one. Nice pants, B-Dub.
Nice streaks.
New pants? What? I'm being serious.
Scanning for sarcasm.
No, I really like your pants.